Okay. Right before we start this episode, I'd like to thank our new Patreon members from the month of September. You guys, my Patreon support means the world to me. Just helps me keep the podcast going. So let me thank our new convert levels. And just a reminder, guys, if you are a convert, you get to introduce the podcast. So message me if you need help doing that. But first, let me thank the Nature vs. Narcissism podcast for becoming a convert, as well as Eleanor L. for becoming a convert. Thank you guys. And now on to the episode. Welcome to the Cult of Domesticity. I'm here with a very special guest. We're sitting in her living room. We've been hanging out.
Make me feel like I'm a kid with cancer.
Ashley's back!
Yay. I'm much more excited than that sounded, I promise.
The emojis you sent me last night are a testament to that.
Mm-hmm.
Considering you live less than an hour away from me, we do not see each other very much. It's very sad. But
it's a pandemic.
But you have news to tell the world.
I do.
You want to tell the world?
World, I'm getting married.
Yeah!
Yay!
Very excited.
He's probably gonna listen to this. Hi, babe.
For him.
For real, though. No, you're not wrong. I've tried to warn him, and he still volunteered, so.
He's already met me and your family, so.
Yeah, he's still around.
No, we haven't scared him. But we're gonna record some episodes. We've already had some excitement today.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on the base.
On the base,
like
yeah.
15 fire trucks, and by 15, I mean 5, but that's still a lot.
That's a lot of fire. Yeah, like, and when we say we're right by Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, you know, where the aliens are.
Like, if you're hearing background noise, it's coming from the base.
Yeah.
Right now.
We can't help it.
My windows are open a lot.
It is.
Temperature-wise, so. And
But
I refuse to close them.
Yeah, it's just crazy because as soon as it happened, I go, did the aliens escape? And we don't know. We don't know what happened.
Can neither confirm nor deny. 2 minutes in, we're already so far off track.
It's fine.
This is going to be great.
Everybody's missed this.
I was going to say, did you miss me?
So today we're going to do a true crime story. Have you heard of Natalie Bollinger? It was a big case a couple of years ago.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but I could not for the life of me tell you what happened. So I'm going to go with no.
Okay. So I'll give you a hint. It involves Craigslist.
Oh! Okay, but in fairness, a lot of murders involve Craigslist, so...
Or dating, online dating.
It really doesn't narrow it down at all.
Okay, you'll have to tell me.
I'll let you know when I recognize the story. How about that?
And this story was more complex than I thought it was, because I thought there was just the Craigslist component, and then there was another component before it, too, that was like, what the fuck?
Like a murder trifle. So many layers. You better leave that in.
Oh, murder trifle is going to be a t-shirt. It's going to merch. It's going to go with our basic banana bread bitch shirts.
You been moving any of the Tequila Raven stuff?
I haven't made a Tequila Raven one. I should.
We did back way back.
Oh, Brian drew us a Tequila Raven. I don't know where the fuck that went.
Tequila Raven.
Oh, Tequila Raven.
Caw-caw. I realized that was a crow, but you know what? I stand by it.
So, Natalie Bollinger had a stalker. She was afraid for her life, filed a restraining order, and soon after went missing. And everyone immediately was like, okay, we're going to go after the person who's stalking her, Sean Schwartz.
Immediately, yeah.
It makes sense. Someone's stalking you, get a restraining order.
Well, that and your name has alliteration. It's sketchy. Sketchy. It's got 2 SH sounds. No. No. I'm looking at you.
But it's not as it seems. This is not a cut and dry.
Okay, so it's not Sean then. Or is it?
Or is it Sean? So, Natalie, she was 19 years old, loved using Facebook, kind of used it as her personal diary. I don't know if we could have been friends for that reason.
Yeah.
But
although at 19,
it's kind of acceptable.
Yeah. You still think people care about your opinion?
Nobody cares.
No, we really don't. I don't even care about my own opinion.
As we're podcasting.
Look, I recognize the irony of the situation, okay? But these are less about our opinions and more about the story.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the story instead of judging this poor teenager.
Not judging her, but yeah.
Oh, I was. I was a little bit. It's fine.
She would often post about her daily life in Colorado, which really would include documenting her stalking situation with Schwartz.
I feel like that's a good plan.
He is older than you expect, because
78.
Let's see if I can find a picture. He's not, but he's older than you expect, because it seemed like when I was
older than 78?
Ah!
I imagine him as a 78-year-old man. So. Okay. I mean, he's not older than I expect, but he is weirdly older than her.
So all the articles you read, it seems like they're similar in age. Like, he's gonna be, like, mid-20s.
I hear the name Sean, and I imagine someone in our generation.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't strike me as an older name.
This man, it's hard to tell because there is drug use affecting things.
Okay.
And homelessness and mental illness. Okay. But he looks like he could be in his late 50s, early 60s, right?
I'd put him in 50s for sure. I don't know about 60s.
It could also be this.
It could.
So.
And the beard, let's be honest.
Yeah, he has
mostly the beard.
Sean is, like, close cut on the top of his head, long unkempt beard.
Yeah, real scraggly.
Real scraggly, yeah.
But I guess given, like, the homeless situation, fair.
So Natalie said he was sleeping behind her workplace and constantly harassing her and her loved ones. When she went to court to file, like, a court order, she stated that she was terrified and wanted to legally separate them from interacting. So she was doing everything right for a stalking situation.
Yeah.
But stalking situations are very difficult.
Was he, like, when you say harassing, what does that mean? Because to me, sleeping behind one place over and over again, if you don't have anywhere else to go and you know that you're not going to get arrested for sleeping there, I mean.
They never define the harassing in any of the sources that I found. Yeah, the harassing, we don't, like, it was never described. Okay. But like you said, if he could be living back there, she could have been nice to him initially.
Yeah.
Because they were Facebook friends. But I guess when you're 19, you Facebook accept everybody?
You did.
I didn't, but I was always a paranoid asshole.
True. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's why we get along so well.
Family and law enforcement and sex crime social worker as a godmother. What do you expect? The shit I heard.
True. I expect a limited friends list on Facebook. And you delivered.
Yeah, so if you try to Facebook friend request me, please tell me.
It's gonna be a no?
It's most likely gonna be a no unless I've met you or, like, there's a reason. So, this is one of the things
she's friends with
the guy who's stalking her on Facebook.
I'm assuming she, accepted. First of all, I'm assuming he added. Second of all, I'm assuming this was before the more alarming stalking behavior started.
Most likely.
Because, like, if he's creeping you out, you can say no. You should say no. Yes. Like, delete that with all haste.
One of the things Natalie wrote, quote, I met this man when I was young. I ran into him about 2 years ago. Long story short, I became friends with him. I helped him out with rides and stuff. I moved to Virginia. He drove across country to see me, slept behind my work for weeks. He sent emails for over a year, over a year, close to every day, harassing me, making numerous different email accounts until I block him again, threatening my family, telling me he'll kill himself in front of me, and sending my friends and families threatening messages as well, unquote. So it was a bit more extreme.
Okay, yeah, I mean, couple things. If she was helping him with rides, how did he drive across the country? Did he hitchhike?
Or Greyhound? Probably Greyhound.
Also, I didn't realize that the sleeping behind her work didn't start until after they had moved, so that is more sinister.
Yeah, this quote is probably this is what she wrote on Facebook too. It's like the most intense bit that we know about it. Yeah. Because I think everything else is still private because there isn't a court case.
Yeah.
When she wrote that, she was back living in her hometown of Broomfield, Colorado, and then she goes missing December 28th, 2017. So this wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
You know, because she had been posting about her stalking situation on Facebook, everyone immediately goes, it's Sean. It's Sean. It has to be Sean.
Did he follow her back to Colorado after she left?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Because,
I mean, I would think so.
Everyone's encouraging the police to look into Sean, and as well as there is Web Sleuth did have a site up for it or a chain thread. Well, we know he was mentally ill. He would go on Facebook Live multiple times to try to convey his innocence, and it's really kind of sad.
Why?
I try not to.
Live still a thing?
After the guy up in Cleveland was killing people?
After many people have killed people on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a feature we need.
No.
They're not.
He would tell people who were on the streams the focus should be on finding Natalie rather than pointing fingers at different people. He's like, let's find her first and then.
Okay. I mean, he's got a point.
Yeah.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but.
Yeah. So police interviewed several times. They kind of realized he was mentally ill, like all the whole situation. Yeah. He claimed They discover her body a few days later.
Okay. I mean...
And police, really, they arrest him January 6th. The next 2018, mainly due to his deteriorating mental state, it was for charges of second-degree assault and obstructing a police officer and resisting arrest. It was
So they arrest him not based on any evidence tying him to her body, but based on his own mental decline that could be related to...
Yes.
That does not seem fair to me.
Well, it was because someone initiated a welfare check because of all the Facebook Lives.
Okay.
They were starting to get concerned. He threatened to kill himself, and that's where he caused the scene.
But see, that doesn't seem like enough. I mean, for us to be...
Do you want to hear what he did when they came to help him?
Yeah. I mean, no, but yeah. It's pretty much how I am whenever we record. No, but
go ahead.
Honey, you're going to tell me anyway.
He had been telling everybody he was sad about his friend, Natalie, being gone. He proceeded to yell, kick, and bite officers, according to CBS Denver.
Oh, okay. So the assault wasn't against her, it was against the police. Okay.
No.
Okay.
You know.
I retract my earlier criticism. Fair enough.
And he also had text from a conversation in 2016 to, show people that we were friends, while he's talking to the cops, he, showed them their phone. So she could, when she was trying to help him.
Yeah.
But that
can change, though.
Yeah.
And if that was the last I'm sorry, I still have a lot of love for people I talked to in 2016, but if I haven't talked to you at all since then, we're acquaintances now. That's not really friendship.
Additionally, other text messages between Natalie and an acquaintance in 2017 show a different picture. She was fearful of Schwartz and pretty much said if she was to turn up dead, he was most likely responsible.
Okay.
They did find her body on the side of the road in a wooded area near Adams County, and it was classified as a homicide. So this is where Schwartz really starts getting put under a microscope, especially because she's like, if I turn up dead, it's most likely
probably him. Did she solve her own murder?
A lot of people were like, okay, how involved was he? Maybe he hired a hitman. Yeah. And then he gets arrested.
Okay, but I'm sorry. If he's living on the street, there is no way in hell he's got enough money for a hitman.
Could be another person living on the street he hired.
Okay, but even so, it's not going to be cheap.
No.
It's not like he's like, I don't know why I'm picturing old-timey hobos, but it's not like he's like, here's this can of beans, go off this chick that I used to be best friends with.
Here's a bag of crack, bag of heroin.
Maybe, but even that's not that cheap, I would think. I don't know. I've never done street drugs. I don't know how much they cost, but I'm assuming. Yeah. Probably not nothing.
So more people online are accusing Schwartz, really, but they have no evidence other than what she said. Interestingly, he was not even in the same state when she was found.
Okay, but was he in the same state the day she died?
She was found pretty close to when she went missing. It was a couple days, if that.
Yeah. What state was he in? Was it nearby?
They didn't say. Yeah.
My detective brain, shave my day style. I'm at it. I got it.
Schwartz was continually harassed on social media, but no one could successfully link him. The police actually completely cleared him.
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't surprise me as much as maybe you thought it would.
So, on February 8th, 2018, a 22-year-old Domino's employee, Joseph...
I
love Domino's.
I do too.
I love Domino's pizza.
It's so bad for you, but it's so good.
It's so good.
Gives you heartburn every time. Makes you regret your life choices.
Don't make me regret my life choices.
Doesn't stop me from ordering it the next time.
Joseph Lopez was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. So that's the first, hint anyone got was his arrest.
What motive did he have? Why? What are you doing, bro?
Adams County Sheriff's Office arrested him after a week of tracking him through Natalie's phone records.
Okay.
Lopez was a hitman, but Schwartz wasn't the one to put the hit out on her.
That's the perfect cover for a hitman. Pizza delivery guy? No one thinks about that.
Who do you think put the hit out on Natalie?
Natalie. I'm going her. You know what? Are you for real? What?
The headlines were all,
I was joking.
Yeah, it was basically, she put out a hit on herself.
I didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
It's
apparently it is.
It was a Craigslist ad she allegedly posted. I want to put a hit on myself.
At least she was honest about yeah, this is for me, not hey, go kill this girl that I've never met and don't know.
But that's the when it blew up all over the news.
Modern day Courtney shit.
Yes, but everybody knows it's a case where she put an ad on Craigslist to kill herself.
Yeah, this is not at all where I thought this was going. Apparently, I don't know this story, but I'm glad I'm along for the ride.
So Lopez responded to the Craigslist post, "I want to put a hit on myself," that she created December 28th, 2017. Supposedly.
Wow, that is not a lot of turnaround time.
There's some questions because they can't really quite find the ad.
Not even on the Wayback Machine?
I think the police department has better shit than the Wayback Machine.
You would think, but I do not have confidence in that statement at all.
We do know that Natalie was struggling with drugs and depression, and this is in the arrest affidavit.
Okay. Friends
had noted she had a history of suicidal thoughts, and her autopsy did prove past usage of both meth and heroin.
Never thought.
It's just.
I was gonna make a tree trunk joke, but I'm gonna go ahead and not do that.
It's a hard thing because she's 19. You feel bad because she could have gotten help.
Young.
Yeah. So Lopez and Natalie met up later that day, same day, the 28th December.
Okay.
He picked her up at her apartment complex. She told him she wanted to be shot execution style from behind so she would not see it coming. Which is hard to ask a stranger to do.
Yeah.
Granted, you did go on Craigslist.
Yeah. What is the point in not seeing it coming if you already know eventually it's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm. Lopez did not have a gun, and he informed her, and she was like, "Oh."
So then why answer the ad?
We'll get to that.
God damn it, Courtney.
Natalie offered to let him use the one she had at her apartment, going, "You can keep it afterwards and sell it." This is all from the affidavit, the rest of it. Okay. You get to keep this gun you shot someone with.
I feel like keeping it is not what I would do with that.
No.
You throw that in a river and you pretend that you were never there.
Throw it in a dumpster on garbage day.
Also, yes.
Yeah.
It's not traceable. That's true.
I've watched enough Datelines where people get away with it that way. You get away with it because of garbage day.
Yeah.
Because it has to be on garbage day, so that way they take it away.
But, there's a serial number on it, but they're not going to know where to look.
Think of how much garbage is in Mount Rumschik.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, Mount Rumschik is the Cincinnati dump.
Yeah, it is.
Between Cincinnati and Dayton.
Yeah, it is.
It's ridiculous.
It's gross.
It's so gross.
So bad. Rumschik is our trash collection company. One of them.
So they have this big sign. It says Rumschik, and behind it is this massive dump.
Yeah, just a mountain of trash. Which is why we gave it this so creative name of Mount Rumschik.
Oh, in the summer it's the worst.
Yeah. Waste management's right up the street here. And between that and the water treatment plant on the other side of the base. It's a good time. There's several reasons I keep my windows closed in the summer. And those are two of them.
I just do it because I can't open them.
That's because your building is good anyway.
Okay. Investigators reported that Natalie's boyfriend reported her missing, and he also said his 9mm Glock was gone.
So it wasn't even her gun to give away?
Nope.
What the fuck?
Guns ain't cheap.
This is some 19-year-old bullshit.
What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine.
Yeah.
That's some toddler bullshit.
Yeah, it is. Not trying to speak ill of the dead here, but what the fuck, man?
And she was killed with a 9mm.
Man, imagine being that boyfriend. That would suck.
Yes. They were having problems, but break up.
Well, that and, not only is she dead, not only were you not doing great in your relationship at the time, which probably didn't help her own mental health, but she stole from you and then offed herself by proxy with the gun that she stole from you.
Yeah.
That's so shitty.
He's gonna need a lot of therapy.
That poor man.
Yes.
How do you not need therapy after that?
You need therapy no matter what in this situation, but yeah.
Oof.
Well, that day, they couldn't find a good spot for murdering her and killing her. So, Lopez...
What are their criteria for a good place to murder somebody?
I don't know. I don't want to justify it, because again, I feel like we need to mention this occasionally.
Right.
Don't murder people.
Yeah, murder's bad.
Murder's bad.
We frown on murder. I feel comfortable speaking for both of us when I say that. Murder's bad.
Murder's bad.
Don't murder.
We frown on murder is going to be another t-shirt. Okay, so he drops her back off at the apartment. He then changed his story after deputies were like, "Hey, you guys were at the area where her body was found?"
It does sound like
it was a quick turnaround.
I don't know. Maybe she settled on that place. Like, they were out looking and she was like, you know what, we're not going to find anywhere better. I guess this will do.
I'm sorry, if I'm getting murdered, I don't want to settle.
No. But, if you're 19, you don't think you could do any better and you just want to be done.
That's true.
Yeah.
We don't know how dark her headspace was.
Obviously pretty dark, though.
Yeah.
In there. Yeah. In fairness, when I was 19, you saw that.
Yeah, it was not fun.
It was pretty dark.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety, please get it treated, guys.
Yeah. Don't be like me.
You're still here.
I am. It worked out.
Mm-hmm.
We're good. We're in a better place now.
Yes.
It got better.
So once he's confronted with the cell phone data, because they were like, your phone was there. We know you were there.
Yeah. Man, don't bring your cell phone with you on it. You are the worst hitman. What the fuck?
So,
have you not been around in the last 20 years? Everybody knows this.
Lopez said she tried to kill herself there. So she did it. Tried to do it. He pleaded with her not to do it.
You answered. Oh my god. None of this makes sense, dude.
So the police pull out the report and they go, you going with that answer?
Okay.
And
I'm just picturing, like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Is that your final answer?
I'm just assuming it's
Regis Philbin.
Oh, I'm picturing Jake Peralta this entire time. So yeah, Jake Peralta.
Jake Peralta. I can do that. Just him sitting on the interrogation table with the guitar going, ah!
No, he's sitting there, like, slowly, like, just playing, like, slow music to be like, oh, you're going with that, are you? Whips out of his back pocket the autopsy report. And
she shot herself in the back of the head where she could not physically reach? Okay.
You cannot do it. It's like touching your tongue to your elbow.
Yeah.
The autopsy report proved that someone else had killed her. Mm-hmm. So he goes, yeah, I shot her in the head.
Like that Tom Segura bit. Lie for longer. You can still get out of this. Or just don't murder people.
Again,
it's frowned upon for a reason.
Yes. It's in the Bible, the list of the Bible no-nos.
It is, but even if you don't believe in the Bible,
the 10 Commandments
it's so much easier not
are based off previous legal codices.
It's true.
So for millennia, it's humanity. We've all
not
agreed.
A new rule.
Not a new rule. We can go over the Code of Hammurabi and how many codes are about cows, but do not murder people is in there. There's a lot of them about cows. I don't know why. I mean, when you're
delicious
agricultural society, yes, it is.
I mean, it's just so much easier not to murder people than to murder.
Yeah.
It's less stressful.
He admitted that he was shaking when he pulled the trigger and had to look away. So he was kind of a reluctant hitman, and I'll go through at the end what his reasons were.
But, like, you don't have to answer the ad then. You literally volunteered for this, dude.
We also know that during his interview, he mentions that he kept a journal in high school, which he wrote stories about kidnapping people, torturing them, and executing them.
All right, Edgelord.
Yeah, it was just like, why did that come? How does that come up?
Why would you tell the police that when you're being interviewed about a murder? You're like, oh, by the way, I used to write poetry about doing some heinous shit.
That's when Jake Peralta does this screaming guitar thing. She's like,
what are you
doing? Back to the autopsy report. Mm-hmm. We have the gunshot wound to the head, but additionally, Natalie had lethal amounts of heroin in her system at the time of death, which we don't know her uses level
or her
tolerance, but there was a fuck ton of heroin.
Metric or imperial?
Imperial. Okay. We have in December 2018, Lopez pleading guilty to the second-degree murder of Natalie Bollinger. He was given a plea to avoid the sentence of life in prison. So he was initially charged with first-degree murder. Mm-hmm. He moved there. The plea is for second degree, but he will most likely spend 48 years plus in prison, plus 5 years on probation.
Okay. That's pretty solid. Does he have... Wow, okay. But does that account for good behavior time? Is that a thing?
This just happened, so there's not... The deal was not really put out there.
Yeah.
And we'll get some...
They usually aren't.
No.
Because...
So he said he tried to talk her out of completing suicide via another person when he picked her up. She insisted on ending her life due to issues with her boyfriend. This is all what he said, too. Also that they said a prayer together, and then before he shot her, after he shot her, he took her gun and her purse, which he hid under the spare tire in the trunk of his car.
Great hiding spot. Good job.
That's actually, he's kind of a rogue element in this.
Yeah.
But
especially since they looked so hard at Sean, I guess, I don't know, it's not as bad as if he was already connected to her and was like, let me just stow all this in my car.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if they're looking at you, probably going to search your car. But, I don't know. I don't like any of this. This is all terrible.
He didn't tell anyone, even his fiance, so he was engaged at the time. He just fled the situation.
For the record, Alex, if you did that, I would be pissed. Just, I'd get over it because I love you, but I'd be pissed. Don't run away. Tell me. We'll run away together.
He didn't run away. He ran away. He fled from the body, but he still went.
Oh, okay.
After he murdered her, he went on with his life like it was a normal situation.
I guess that is smart.
God,
I was picturing. I mean, carrying on like nothing happened is way less suspicious than running away to another state. I will give him that much. It's like the first thing he did, technically smart, right? But
yeah, he did admit that the guilt of killing Natalie was eating at him, and he kind of
fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
It should be.
You took a life.
You did this. It's not like it was an accident. This was an intentional action that even if you did try to talk her out of, you still caved and went through with it. Like,
yeah. And he did feel like
you could have walked away and it would all be fine and she would still be here, maybe.
He felt like several times of actually turning himself in, like calling the police and confessing.
He should have. If you screw up like that, it's the only way to rectify the mistake. Mm-hmm. So if you have murdered someone out there, maybe consider it. That's all I'm saying.
Turn yourself in.
Yeah.
For their family, at least.
For your... Yeah.
And for your, conscience.
Yeah.
His reason he gave investigators for responding to the ad was because he too suffered from depression and had thought of suicide before, and he thought he might be able to help the person who posted the ad.
No.
Even though he created a fake hitman persona, he contacted Natalie and had text conversations to agree to meet her and help her commit suicide. He was going to talk her out of it once they met. That's according to the affidavit.
Bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Bullshit. Prosecutors said Lopez should have called 911 after finding her ad.
Yes! You see something like that, you report it.
See something, say something.
For real. Especially if you want them to get help and you're not a licensed professional. You cannot help. No.
I can vouch for that. You cannot help.
No.
And you'll only feel worse.
Right. Especially if you've dealt with something like that yourself.
Yeah. Quote, he did not respond as a human being. He responded as a predator, end quote, said the Chief Deputy District Attorney Allie Barber, as she told WLKY. So she told them, and she's like, this is, like, you weren't going to help her.
No.
Like,
no matter what you said to the police, no, I don't believe that.
Her family has been reportedly unhappy with the plea deal and the sentence.
Yeah.
As her father said, quote, we said no to the plea deal and they still offered it to him today. Our family does not agree with this or is willing to do any plea bargain. I'm dumbfounded. I'm so disappointed in the legal system in Adams County. Quote.
I get that. But at the same time, it's
better
up
than
to the
yeah.
I mean, they can ask for clemency, but if they don't want clemency and the prosecutor is still willing to offer it.
There was another quote that I didn't include here where he was basically saying, I want an eye for an eye. We're going all the way back to Hammurabi, which this is 2 mentions of him in one episode. So cool.
Good day for Hammurabi. Boom, that's 3. If he appears in this apartment, I'm freaking out.
Crazily. The Bollinger family had another tragedy strike. In October 19th, 2019, so 2 years almost after.
Almost a year ago to the day.
So her family had another tragedy strike. On October 19th, 2019, Natalie's twin sister, Alicia, went missing as well. Fuck you. Twin sister, Alicia, went missing as well.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's almost a year or two after her sister was found murdered. Can you imagine? No. As a family, you're
not again.
You're just starting to heal because, like, they had the plea deal, he's in jail, and your other daughter goes.
Her twin, not even her other daughter, her twin.
Mm-hmm. God. She was found, and they thanked the community several days later for searching for her. Quote, they got me out of a really bad situation, end quote.
See, that feels like a human trafficking. I don't know. It's kind of.
But if you think
the first place my brain goes.
Yeah. Well, also, if you think about it, it's almost been a year, so if there was a case, we're not going to hear about it.
It's still
that kind of shit takes a while.
Yeah.
Nothing has been told publicly about this. Mm-hmm. When they did post like an updated picture of her sister when they were searching for, it did show that she has Natalie's name tattooed in Hebrew on her right forearm as tribute.
Aww.
No. Interestingly, Schwartz actually maintains a relationship with the entire family.
Weird.
Yeah.
Not like that.
He stated that, quote, Alicia belongs in prison, end quote, and condemns the relatives for suspecting him earlier.
Okay, 2 things. Why does she belong in prison? I don't understand that. I
don't understand why she belongs in prison. I don't know what he thinks he knows.
Yeah.
but he posts a lot on Facebook still.
I mean, yeah. I guess I kind of don't understand why you've been acting so sketchy for so long. You are the most obvious suspect. Like, of course they're gonna look at you. They cleared you. Move on.
Mm-hmm. He did help in the search for Alicia as well, though, even though I believe she belongs in jail.
Okay.
And he's still posting pretty frequently on Facebook. He voiced his concerns over his treatment by police, discrimination for being a homeless man, and personal reflections on mental health.
Okay. Well, fair.
Yeah. But that's the case. It was pretty much, as soon as it came out, it was blasted across all the news stations as Craigslist ad to kill, like putting out your own hit on Craigslist. Yeah. So when you start looking into the levels, and all of a sudden I search her name and a bunch of stalking articles come up too, it was just like, whoa, this was not just some story where she was depressed and was looking for a way to complete suicide without doing it herself. Right. There was other factors in this, and it's crazy because I forget how most stalking starts, but this seems like you were friends.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like your traditional,
distant stalker.
Yeah. Or even, ex-partner can't move on type situation. That's not what this is.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
But we'll be back next week. Yay. Another story.
Yay.
Don't forget to check out the Halloween episodes. No, they didn't. But they were
still back in the turnip carving days.
Oh my god. Those are the creepiest fucking
It really is.
Fan of a good ghost story, fan of a good gothic spooky story. So check them out. The Patreon one, I'm super excited. I told you what we were doing. Yes, with Mike.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so my
brain is bad. I'm sorry.
The Patreon one's going to be intense AF. Let's not lie.
Oh, you say AF. Just say as fuck. Intense as fuck is not that much harder to say.
I don't know why. Don't judge me.
But I'm the basic.
But we'll be back next week, guys. Bye.
Hi, I'm Roseanne, host of the Killafornia Dreaming Podcast, a show that delves into the darker side of the not-so-golden state. Together, we will visit some of the most unhinged and chilling crimes that ever shook California and beyond. Join me as I take you on a journey into a new story each week with a different backdrop from all around California, from the bright lights and glamour of Hollywood to the picturesque and tranquil wine country. No crime, no town, nobody is off limits. Listen to Killafornia Dreaming on the Orbital Jigsaw Network or anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Hi, we're Cutting Class Podcast. Are you interested in skinny dipping with Mao Zedong?
How about listening to sexy and suicidal subliminal messages?
Maybe destroying an entire city with flaming birds.
Or how about having a bowl of anti-pornography cereal? We're two high school history teachers that like to cover the lesser-known stories of American and world history.
You can check us out on iTunes or anywhere else that you get your podcasts or cuttingclasspodcast.com.
Of domesticity, we're available on all podcatchers. Remember to rate, review, subscribe to help spread the word, or just force other people to listen to it. Our Facebook and Twitter are at Domestic Podcast, and our Instagram is at the Cult of Domesticity. We also have podcast merch at Threadless. As well, if you want to support us financially or show some appreciation, we have a PayPal tip jar and a Patreon, which has some pretty great perks. Any topic suggestions, feel free to email us at domesticpodcast@gmail.com. Remember to stay domestic and cult-free.